Hello, my friend. Karl Michael Pilsl is here. I welcome you to episode number 3 of the KMP Leadership Podcast. If you're new with us, I'm so glad that you're watching this, and I want to encourage you to go back to watch or listen to episode number 1 on greatness and episode number 2 on distractions. And even if you've already watched them or listened to them, it's always great to go back and listen or watch again, because repetition is the mother of learning and repetition is the father of success. In this episode, we are talking about the subject of responsibility. See, leadership is one of the greatest responsibilities there is. Leadership is not title. Leadership is not position. Leadership is not rank. Leadership is not being famous. Leadership is not being rich. Leadership is actually influence. And influence is actually a great responsibility. So, a responsibility, that's what it is. We lead, we get to lead other people, and that's a great responsibility. David Mitchell, who's an author, said this: "Our lives are not our own. We are bound to others, past and present, and by each crime and every kindness, we birth our future." So as I said, leadership is influence. It's the famous quote by Dr. John Maxwell, leadership is influence. I also believe that leadership means to empower others and enrich other people's lives. So it is influence, empowerment, and enrichment. And I don't mean that just with money or material things. It means being a blessing to other people, empowering other people, and influencing other people. But it is a responsibility. As leaders, we may never have an entitlement attitude. We may never have the attitude, I have the right. No, we must always have the attitude of a servant, of that it's a privilege to actually serve and lead, and this is really a great responsibility. Leadership is also a decision, and we decide to become leaders. Actually, everyone on some level has some leadership. John Maxwell talks about level 1 through 10. If you want to, grow as a leader, you have to become from a 1, you have to become a 2, become a 3, become a 4, and so on. And he says, if you are a 5 on your leadership level, what kind of people are you going to reach and influence? And it's really 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s. So if you want to reach 5s and 6s, you have to move up on the leadership level and go up the ladder and increase your influence, and your influence will spread further to more people on a larger scale. When you think of leadership, please don't think about power, don't think about having the right to, don't think about privileges you get. Think about that it is a privilege. It is an honor to serve, but don't think privileges. Don't think about power. Don't think about, rights or privileges. It is a privilege to lead. It is an honor to lead. But you should never think about being honored or getting honor or having privileges. No. It is an honor, it is a privilege to serve and to lead, and it is a great responsibility because there's many people counting on us and many people being influenced by us. And so what we say or do really makes a difference in people's lives, even when it's not the right thing. People many times copy us and do what we do, what they see in our lives. So it's a great responsibility to speak into other people's lives and to be leaders. Now, leaders need to take full responsibility. And a real leader actually takes full responsibility. He or she takes full responsibility for the outcomes, for the results, and a real leader does not shift blame and always looks for guilty ones or other guilty people. Quite to the contrary. A real leader, a true leader, looks at himself, at herself, takes responsibility, makes sure that the responsibility is all his or hers, and does not do blame shifting, as I said. Now let me talk really quickly what I feel are the main responsibilities of a leader. And these main responsibilities of a leader are not in order of importance, but I'm going to give you 5 of them, but not in order of importance. Just as I wrote them down earlier today, I will give them to you right now. Number 1, the responsibility of a leader is to be an example, to be a role model. Her life and his life, her conduct, his conduct needs to be an example to follow. And this is very important because we actually are being watched all the time. So what we do is important. There's no such thing as a private life, really. I mean, I have a life at home and I have a life at work, but my private life and your private life cannot be separated. We got to be one and the same person there and there, here and there. So please take this seriously. To be a role model, to be an example in your life, in your lifestyle, in your conduct is one of your great responsibilities as a leader. Number 2 responsibility of a leader, and this is a very, very important one as well, is attitude. As a leader, you must make sure you have the right attitude, that you have a good attitude, that you have a positive attitude. Continuously take a checkup or make a checkup from the neck up. And this is very important. Also that you check your heart. King Solomon said in the book of Proverbs chapter 4 verse 23 that you should protect your heart, that you should cover your heart and always make sure that your heart is right, because out of it, out of the heart, flow the issues of life. Why is it so important that we as leaders have the right attitude? Because attitudes are contagious. So if you are negative, don't be surprised if the team is negative. If you talk gossip, don't be surprised that the team is talking gossip. If your attitude is good, then the attitude of your team, of the company, of the church, of your sphere of influence will be positive, because your attitude is contagious. Your attitude spreads. So watch your attitude and always make sure it's a good one. Always improve it by focusing on the good things, on the best things, and not on the things that are not right. See, one of the most destructive things in any corporation or organization or team or church is negative thinking, a negative attitude, because it pulls everything down. So let's stop that and go ahead with the right attitude. Number 3 responsibility of any leader is vision. The leader is the visionary. See, you cannot delegate vision. That's the one thing you cannot delegate, You know, I know this guy who is a business consultant, and he went into a company. He was hired by a company, by the owner one time, and the owner told him to, speak, to do a seminar for his whole crew, for his whole, all the employees of the company. And he told the business consultant, my friend, tell them the vision, or give us a vision. Give us the vision. And my business consultant friend said, I cannot give you the vision. That's the only thing I cannot give you. The vision must come from you. It must come from the head. The vision has to be from you. Nobody can give you the vision. If you as the leader, if you don't have vision, then, there's nothing we can do. Vision has to be your own. You have to own the vision. So vision is your responsibility. And casting the vision to your people is your responsibility. And communicating that vision, not just once, but over and over again, is your responsibility. Reviewing it over and over again. Vision is the responsibility of the leader. It's the only thing that cannot be delegated. It's the only thing no business consultant or coach can give you. A business consultant or coach can help you, but if you don't own the vision, it's over. It's really over. The vision must be yours. So responsibility, number one, is to be a role model. Number two is the right attitude that spreads. Number three is vision, having the vision, owning the vision, casting the vision, communicating the vision, reviewing the vision. It's all your responsibility. Nobody can do that for you. Number four is decisions. See, your fourth great responsibility is making good decisions. As a leader, we're called to make decisions. We make decisions all the time. Small ones, middle-sized ones, big ones, but the decisions have to be made. Sometimes those decisions are easy, but many times they're really tough decisions, tough to make. Confronting somebody, talking to somebody, maybe letting somebody go that needs to go, It's all something, or sometimes what we have to do as leaders. The truth is, the longer we wait, the harder it gets. So sometimes the decision has to be made, and it's not a popularity contest. It's not who will like me or who won't. It's about what's right. Not who will love me, who will like me, it's what's right, what's the right thing to do, not the easy thing to do. But decision making is one of the most important responsibilities of the leader. Before we go to the last one, so number one is being the role model. You're called to be a role model. You are called to have the right attitude. You are called to develop the vision, to cast the vision, to communicate the vision. You're called to make decisions, good ones, great ones, easy ones, hard ones. Sometimes you make the wrong ones, but you get back up, you fail forward, you don't give up. So the number 5 major responsibility of a leader, of a real leader, is defining reality. Max Dupree said, the first responsibility of a leader is to define reality. The last is to say thank you. In between, the leader is a servant. I love it. I love it. I love it. The leader is a servant. In between all of it, he or she is a servant. But we also have to make the tough calls, and we have to define reality. Okay? This is not always easy because it means telling the truth. See, as a leader, we gotta tell the truth. We have to confront. And let me tell you what I know from experience. When somebody needs to be talked to, it's better now, it's better soon. I mean, do it in the right atmosphere and the right spirit, and when you feel good, don't do it when you feel down or angry or none of that. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about you need to do it quickly, because when it's still a baby, you can deal with it. But when the problem becomes a grandmother or a grandfather, it's a big, big problem. So to tell the truth, to confront, is the job of a leader. And generally, it's better to confront soon than wait. Okay? And it's almost always the best to confront, one-on-one. Don't bring it to the whole church. Don't bring it to the whole staff meeting. Usually, that's the wrong way. Absolutely. Because many people, they insinuate and they make statements in meetings because they don't have the guts to confront the guy or the girl in a office setting. But it's very important. I've learned this the hard way. Leaders must define reality. Even if it's hard, they must tell the truth and they must confront. See, I realized one thing. People can usually deal with reality if you are honest and you can be trusted. And if you tell them reality with an honest, with honesty. Reality can be handled. Truth can be handled. Confrontation can be handled. What's not good is to not tell the truth, to squirm around it, to dance around reality, and not to confront when necessary. It is the job of a leader to do that. And I want to ask you to make the decision today to be a responsible leader by deciding to be the role model, by deciding to have the right attitude, by deciding to be the visionary and to cast a vision, by deciding to make good decisions even when they're tough and when they're not. And number 5, by defining reality, telling the truth, and confronting in a proper way. I'm so glad that you were with me today on this KMP Leadership Podcast. If you liked it, if you liked the content, if you like my Austrian accent, if you like what you are hearing and seeing, I invite you to share this content, to share this audio or video, and to give me a review, a feedback, or whatever. And I just want to be a blessing to you, and I want to reach many, many people around the globe with this leadership message that I think is very important. If this is helpful to you, please let me know. Talk to you soon.